Mancini, one of the co-authors of Eating Las Vegas, here at Palms Place at Simon, one of the coolest places to hang out here in Las Vegas. And I'm here with Chef Kerry Simon. Kerry, how you doing, man?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thanks. No, you just broke a little bit of news to me. You just got back from the Dominican Republic.
Right. Punta Cana.
And what's going on down there?
Starting to work on a restaurant in the Hard Rock Hotel Casino. It's on the beach, and hopefully it's going to open in August.
Very cool, man. Same kind of restaurant you have here?
It'll be similar ideas, you know, kind of more beach orientated though, with we still haven't figured that part of it out.
Your places just tend to be kind of party spots. You know, it goes sort of back to the Hard Rock. You know, it was a great party location, and of course you did some work over at Cat House and the Luxor, and here at the Palms, the hippest place to hang out in town. I think a lot of people forget, maybe because they know you from that the reason you came to Las Vegas is, I mean, you were with Jean-Georges Vongerichten, and you came here to open up Prime Steakhouse in the Bellagio, probably the most formal steakhouse in Vegas. Beautiful room, great romantic, you know, very, very posh. What made you kind of jump into more of the comfort food, fun, party atmosphere type thing?
Well, before I worked for Jean-Georges, I had already done some stuff on my own, and so I would always sort of, those were kind of like the things that we pulled from my past that it was already written about and was very popular, and to put on the original menu that we did at the Hard Rock. So the meatloaf, macaroni and cheese, that kind of thing, the curry, the pad thai, the salmon tandoori with black bean salad. Those were things that I had already fooled around with. So it was nice to go back and be able to visit those dishes. And then it's just an extension of that, you know, all my sort of exploration and that kind of thing.
Now, you know, a lot of people, including one of my co-authors, a lot of people don't embrace a chef like yourself who has such, you know, classical talent doing comfort food. Obviously, you like bringing your food to everybody, not just to foodies and snobs, right?
Well, you know, I'm trying to, like, it's a bigger picture for me. It's like I want people to be able to come to my restaurants. I want it to be family, fun, you know. I want it to be comfortable. I want it to be cool out kind of thing. I don't want it to be like me and 40 people in a restaurant. It's just not my thing, you know. And I'm not knocking it. I'm just saying it's just not for me, even though my training sort of relates to all that. I had done something similar, and then when it was time to do fun things, that's what I tried to. And you know, when I was working with Jean-Georges, you know, I wanted him to open up and do more of those things, and so that's kind of the way. I just think that's the way to eat.
And it seems like you were really ahead of the trend. I mean, these days a lot of people are trying to make their food more approachable. I mean, whether we're talking about a Julian Serranos doing a tapas restaurant, Hubert Keller doing small plates. I mean, you know, a lot of fine dining formal chefs are doing now what you did, what, 10 years ago at this point?
Right, something like that, since '93, I guess.
Okay, a lot more than 10, 17 years ago, sorry.
Yeah, I mean, I just think that, you know, people are starting to realize that, especially now because we were in a financial crisis, that they weren't spending money for high-end checks. That what are they spending money on? So that was what the appeal was. Everybody started looking at my places, and I think that they're all starting to do offshoots of that type of thing, you know, and that's, you know, that's the way it works, I guess.
Your restaurant kind of, it's a very cool place to hang out, and you know, I say in the book, it's very different than some places are just hip and trendy, and that's where all the beautiful people go to see and be seen, and they seem like they're on display, and you should almost be paying admission to see them, and they don't seem like they're there having a good time. You get rock stars, movie stars, porn stars, you know, just about everybody, professional athletes in this place, but they don't look like they're here just to show off and be seen with a bottle of Cristal. They seem like they're here to have a good time and just enjoy the food.
Well, I think that, you know, you have that market of people that are like, that travel the world and that know good food, and they sort of like want to eat well, and you know, they come to my places because they know that there's a certain expectation that they already have, you know, and it comes to like having cotton candy and junk food platter, you know, it all relates to sort of feeling good and eating things that make you happy, and I think that my reputation has gotten out there with all that, you know, just you know, putting aside what food writers think. That's the key to me, is what the customers are feeling, you know. So.
Now we talked. You've got a lot of rock star friends, and you'll see them in here all the time. I mean, being at the Palms helps, but you know, I talked to guys that would, you know, musicians that would go anywhere that you were working, whether it was a cool place like the Palms or not. You just did. You shot something with Joe Perry of Aerosmith recently, right?
Yeah, we did a tailgating party in Miami for the Miami-Chicago game. We shot like it's like a sizzler, and him and I did some cooking together, as well as we went around and interviewed a lot of people tailgating and what they were serving, and it was a lot of fun actually. And he's really easy to work with, as well as a very nice guy.
Are we gonna see that somewhere?
I hope so. I hope so. We just did it like a couple of months ago, and so hopefully it'll be out soon. Hopefully we'll be doing something together, because it was fun working with him.
One thing that everybody loves about this place, whether they're food snobs or whether they're party people or you know, anywhere in between, is your brunch, your pajama party brunch, man. Explain where that concept came from.
Well, you know, one of the things about Vegas is that when I was going out, I go out on Sundays because I spend a lot of time in New York, and brunch is a big meal for everybody in New York, and I just never felt like the community had something like that, and so I wanted to create something here, and you know, my partner here, Elizabeth Lau and George Malouf, you know, they were interested too, and so we started formulating it, and little by little the pieces fell into place, as usually does, you know, when we started to get creative. And then pajamas, and our staff wearing pajamas, and sort of the creative, like buffet line, and having sushi to order, and fruit plates made to order. And we just started to say, well, what would kids, or what would adults and kids like? And Bloody Mary bars and mimosa bars, you know, it all fits in there, and it just makes things a little bit of a crazy afternoon. Games are on TV, and cartoons. It's all fun, you know, and that is kind of what I am. It's all what I try and do.
And you've got some great stuff during that brunch. I mean, and you know, for somebody like myself who obviously doesn't watch their weight, you know, it's great, because your breakfast pizza is one of the richest things I've ever had, and it's incredible. And you've got these great desserts, and you know, you've got cool stuff. But you've got a lot of healthy stuff, which makes sense, because you know, you see these, I don't know whether they're porn stars or models or strippers, but these girls who are like a size 0 hanging out here, and I'm thinking to myself, how are they eating this food? And then I look, and you've got a smoothie bar, and you've got a lot of fresh fruit, and you see these, you know, these twig girls that'll come in and they'll just have smoothies and fruit, but then they'll splurge on your desserts, you know?
Yeah, we have veg juice, and like I said, we had the sushi, the fruit plates, and you know, you can pretty much eat healthy if you want, you know, and then you can break out a little bit and have chocolate chip pancakes, or our cornflake covered French toast, or you know, a lot of with peanut butter and jelly raviolis. You know, it's just kind of all that kind of thing too.
Well, cool. Well, Kerry, thank you very much for your time.
You
know, I do want to talk just a bit about the book. You were listed in one of the top, the 50 essential restaurants in eating Las Vegas. How do you feel about that book, and you know, getting the three of us, because you've been one of the guys who has had all three of us in your restaurant at the same time, and you know what insanity that is. So
I think I'm very flattered that, you know, I made it into the book. I know you guys I have a great respect for your writing and your thoughts on food, so I don't always agree with everybody, but I do have respect for it, and I'm flattered to be in it. I mean, I'm flattered to be acknowledged. For anything I do here, I'm flattered to be acknowledged for it, so thank you very much.
Cool. Thanks a lot, Kerry.
You're welcome.